Hello everyone, let me welcome you to a lesson through the virtual class recorded videos. My name is Shraddha Teacher and today we will be doing a lesson in Standard 8th and the lesson will be a history lesson. Now children, since this is the first time that we are meeting through this medium, let me tell you that since the schools are closed due to the COVID pandemic, we are not being able to go to school regularly or physically. So what we are going to do is we are trying to see that you do not suffer and your educational progress doesn't suffer, and that is the reason we will be recording these videos and getting to you regularly. So children, this is the first lecture today on history. Let us take a look at our history textbook and then we will proceed and we will see the first lesson today. So this children is your history textbook. So if you look carefully at your cover page as well as the back cover page of your history textbook, you can see certain very important pictures here. You can see the picture of the Red Fort in India. Then in a picture you can see the monument at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. In a picture you will see that there is Gandhiji's residence or the home or the place where Gandhiji used to live when he was at Sabarmati Ashram. So it means that in this lesson or in this syllabus of your history textbook, you are going to learn more about the history of India as far as our struggle for independence was concerned. And then when we are studying about the British people who came to India, how they exploited us, and how as a country, along with the leaders of our country, along with the freedom fighters, we resisted them and we were successful in getting our freedom from them. Okay, but at the same time, when we go towards all these parts of our history, we are also going to look at a little bit of background. That is, we are going to look at how the British came to India, and we are going to talk about how India and Europe were connected in some way or the other. That is the reason why these European people wanted to come to India. So what were those reasons? And we are also going to learn about what all effects the British rule had on India. But those will be the later lessons. Okay, now in the beginning, in the first lesson today, we will be talking about a very important thing in history. Now, history is based on sources of history. Okay, now in case you want to study history, it is very necessary that the sources of history should be properly understood and they should be properly authenticated, and we should also know whether the sources are right, because if our sources of history go wrong, then maybe somewhere the narrative of history will go wrong. So the sources of history is the first lesson in your 8th standard history textbook. And if you can remember what we have learned in the previous year, children, you will see that in standard 6th also and in standard 7th also, we have learned about sources of history. Okay, even in standard 5th, I think you have learned about sources of history in the chapters in EVS. So having said that, our first lesson, like I told you, will be about sources of history. So now what are these sources of history? Remember that this year in the 8th standard, we are not going to learn about ancient history or medieval history. We will be learning about, you can say, modern history or contemporary history. That is the history of the freedom struggle of India. And this dated to around 70, 80 years ago. Now, when you talk about ancient Indian history, the sources which you used to study about ancient Indian history were different. When it comes to medieval Indian history, the sources, the category of sources remain the same. That is, some of them are oral, some of them are written, etc. But the actual source will change. Okay? In the same way, now in this lesson, we are going to learn about sources of history, but these sources of history are in relation to the modern era or the modern history. So when you see, you will see that the picture or the images which I have used are also a little bit different. Here you can see some letters, alright. You can see some books, you can see some metal objects which have been fabricated or maybe made in a company or a factory or something like that. So the modern history will have modern sources. Alright. So let us see what these modern sources of history are. Now we have seen all these sources of history also in the previous lessons. We have seen about the various epics that we have used for understanding history of those times. We have seen how we have used various kinds of artifacts that we have got from the excavations. We have seen how we have studied the coins. We have studied the various copper plates, etc., in order to understand history. So in the modern history also we have certain, you can say, sources which are very unique to these times. You will not see these sources being used to study ancient history. For example, let us look at some sources of modern history. See, have you seen this? This is an audio cassette. All right. And these kind of audio cassettes were used around, you can say, 20 years ago, because after these then we came to the place where we started using the compact discs, and now we are using the pen drives. Okay. And we even have music which you can directly access from the net, so you need not have a device in which you can store this music. Okay. So this is one of the modern sources of history, the audio cassettes. Along with these audio cassettes, these are some LP players. Okay, you can see a kind of a round disc on which a particular pin keeps moving, and then you can listen to music, you can listen to talks, you can listen to recorded voices, etc. on this. So when you talk about modern history, you can consider this also as a source of modern history. Moving ahead, see, you must have seen, I don't know whether you must have seen, but your parents definitely must have used these kind of video cassettes. We used to have these video cassette recorders, video cassette players. So it used to be a big box kind of a thing, like a notebook. All right, we used to insert it into the video cassette player and we could see beautiful movies, etc. So these are all, children, sources of modern history. Now you have learnt about the sources of ancient history in the previous classes. You will be very well able to understand what the difference is. And then we have libraries now. Okay, libraries in which there are various books, there are various scriptures, there are various letters, handwritten notes, factory, you can say, people used to work in factories and they have made those kind of readings for the factory. So these are the kind of modern sources of history. Okay, or you can say sources of modern history. So we have audio mediums, we have visual mediums, and we also have audio visual mediums. So just like we have the ancient and medieval sources of history, these are the modern sources of history. And like I told you, the types of the sources will remain the same. That is, some of them are the oral sources, some of them are the material sources, and some of them are the written sources. Only there, you can say, the way they are used, okay, how technology has lent a helping hand to how these resources are preserved is different. So whatever kind of sources of history are there, whether it is from the ancient times, modern times, medieval times, whichever times, you can broadly categorize them, or we can broadly put them into these three categories. But apart from that, now we are going to look at each of these categories separately. So let us talk first about the material sources of history. We are going to follow the sequence which is there in your textbook. So in your textbook, in lesson number 1, they have discussed about material sources of history in the beginning of the lesson. So these are the various material, or we can also call them as physical sources of history that we have studied about. We have studied about copper plates, inscriptions, cave sculptures, etc. But then now we are going to go a little ahead and we are going to talk about modern, you can say, material sources. So we will consider 2 points here, that is memorials. We will consider buildings or forts. Okay. So let us see these forts and these palaces, you can say, which the rulers of the ancient times built. They are all material sources of history. So there's a beautiful image of a fort. Forts also, children, are of different types. You must have learnt in the previous class. We have forts in the forest, we have forts in the seas, etc. Isn't it? Look here, this is a tomb. This is also a material source of history. It is a monument where a great king maybe, or a great personality in history has been buried. So when you go to such a place, you learn more about that person and you learn more about the history of that particular place. Okay, and look at this. This is a kind of a palace. All right. So these princes, these rulers, they had these huge palaces, and many of these palaces, children, have now been converted into museums. All right. So these are also a kind of material source of modern history. Then you have the Virgalas. That is, Virgalas are a kind of temple, you can say, okay, or a temple out in the open where people used to worship things. Okay, you can find these kind of images or idols which are kept under these huge trees and then they are worshipped. So these are also a kind of source of history. And then you have these kind of palaces. We have the places where these queens used to live. These are also supposed to be material sources of modern history. Ancient houses, all right, and then we have these kind of jails. Now this is a very very famous jail. This is a cellular jail in the Andaman Islands. They used to call it as Kala Pani. So whoever was sent here, the British people, they used to send many of our freedom fighters to these kind of places. Okay, and one of these cellular jails is a jail in the Andamans. And you know that very famous personalities like Swatantra Veer Savarkar or Vinayak Damodar Savarkar as we call him. He was imprisoned in one of the cells in this particular prison. Okay, so these are all, you can say, material some sources of history. So children, hope you enjoyed the virtual trip that we did, and we went on a visit and we saw all the various material sources of history. We saw the various monuments, we saw buildings, we saw palaces, we saw temples, places of worship, etc. Okay, so this was the first part of this lesson for you. Now in the next part of the lesson we will be talking about the written resources or the written sources of history, but that will be at a later date. Okay, today the 15 minutes that we have is up, so let's meet again next time and talk about the next type of source of modern history, that is the written sources of history.